Is there anybody that you want to wrestle that you haven't wrestled yet? If you had to make like a dream match,
Everyone, oh my goodness, I get asked all this all
I
the time, and
I'm
I feel
sure you do.
cause like we're talking about being fans of the sport,
Hmm.
right? And I truly am a fan of the sport, so I feel like I don't see sometimes like gimmicks or person or this or favoritism. It's like if you're a great wrestler, you're a great wrestler,
Hmm.
man or woman, all
Yeah.
power to you. But if it was up to me, oh my god, the list will go on. Like from I always wanted a match with Mickie James. Still to this day, because I feel like I've like grown that I
She can
grew.
still go.
I know that's I'm always like very like I want that to happen. There's then there's obviously the girls like I feel like I never got to wrestle like Jordan Grace before she went to WWE, but I
Hmm.
never say never, so because you just never know what will
Yeah.
happen. I always wanted to wrestle her, and oh my goodness, so many. It's the list goes on. So many people like Saxon Jr. like Brandon Anderson. I'm like, in
Hmm.
my brain goes like that. It goes from like the girls and guys, like anyone. I love it, and I feel like I wanna wrestle everybody.
Man, I remember when I used to be a kid, my favorite pay-per-view was No Way Out 2007. And it's only because I had it in a CD like the DVD
Yeah.
in the little DVD binder, and I used to watch that all the time, man. So, my last question was what match, I mean, we talked about matches before, right? But what match to this day do you still feel like, oh, this is why I got into wrestling?
Oh my god. Ooh, I had a few. I'm gonna give you a few.
Hmm.
So, based on feeling and emotion, I want to say my match with Thunder Rosa because I feel like it was a very. At that time, we had like I was wrestling other students and other trainees and other people like that. So she was the first like big name that I wrestled. So I want to say that's the funny moment. Then a match that I had very early on in my career, but the story was I guess my first storyline in feud with this name. Her name is Killa K for the FW Pro. We were just both very early in our careers, and but the feud was amazing, and it was for to crown the first ever DFW Pro Women's
Hmm.
Champion. I love that match, and then with the reason. Oh my goodness, I feel like I just have so many. I think the first time I turned heel, that was an amazing feeling. I turned heel on Roxanne Perez.
Really?
Roxy, yes. A VIP wrestling.
VIP?
Yeah. that was I remember the feeling and people going just of like they were like what because I had spent my career being the baby face, the
Yeah.
good person, and then you know
It's kind of crazy to think about baby faces nowadays. It's because, like, okay, think about it this way. You have Cody Rhodes, who was the biggest baby face for like a year, right? But then the crowd started to turn on him because everybody wants to see the baby face make, that journey to win. But once he's winning, then it's like, okay, like, I don't want to see you anymore. And you're going to just throw it away, be like, I don't want to play with you anymore. We want somebody else. So I think it's always easier to be a heel because you can be a little bit more like yourself. But at the same time, too, like people are, I mean, because, bro, like you get I mean, think about it like Dominic Mysterio, bro. They started cheering him and he's been like the biggest heel for like a year. And it's just kind of easy to be a heel, don't you think?
um I think
Or do you
that
think,
depends on the
or
wrestler.
do you, how come?
Some a lot of wrestlers have a hard time turning a switch on and off sometimes.
Mm-hmm.
And like I said, it's some people like they do well with getting cheered instead of getting booed. A lot of people like sometimes just more of that. To me, as long as they're making some sort of noise, I don't care. As long as there's noise being made, cheering, booing, whatever. As long as they're interactive, I'm okay. But there's people that don't like to get booed. They don't like that boo feeling of like they're like what they don't. So I always said that a lot of times it just depends on the wrestler, their style of wrestling and stuff like that. And the same, like, there are people like, I want to be a heel, and to your people are telling you, go to hell. And then you're like, wait, what? Like, you didn't expect certain things. Because some, crazy fans do say crazy stuff. So I think, like, that just depends on the person. Like I said, for me, as long as they're making noise, either good, yay, or, as long as they're making noise, I'm okay. And I can feed off noise. But like I said, some wrestlers don't like when they're getting booed, and when they're getting booed, they don't like that. So that's what I'm saying. So they're like, it just depends on the wrestler. And
so do you feel like the story is more important than the spots in the match?
Of course, because it's our favorite matches, right? You don't remember the whole match, but you remember how you felt. You remember how you felt. You remember, like, wait, what? Like, like whenever I turn here, like, I didn't see that coming. Like what I recently said. When the first time I came back to El Salvador, how I fooled everybody, and then how everybody was mad at me, and I'm just laughing on their face, like, sorry, you should have not be so naive, right? But those are the little things. When people come up to me, they're like, I'm still mad that you lied to me. So they don't remember the match that I had, but they remember how they felt. They remember, like, still to this day. I think that happened back in October, for my birthday last year in October.